guys, it's Jydell, and today I have a really unique video. I don't do videos like this very often. I think the last time I did a video like this was this one. Anyway, I've created a roster in NBA 2K18 with all of the current All-Stars removed, plus I also removed Chris Paul, Gordon Hayward, and Kawhi Leonard because they would have been All-Stars had they been healthy, and they would have been unfair. You know, the team, the Warriors that just won the title, they're stacked. They have 4 All-Stars. So I wanted to see who would win the NBA Finals if there were no All-Stars. So really quickly, we'll go through the rosters. It looks like Hassan Whiteside and all these kind of other centers are the best players on these teams. Jokic is a really good player, probably could have been an all-star. Millsap, this Nuggets team might be the team to win the title. Blake Griffin wasn't an all-star this year. I didn't remove him because he's only an 86. So the highest rated player in the leagues are Capella and Whiteside. Whiteside is a little overrated for sure by 2K. He's definitely not an 87 overall type player. Definitely not better than like Ben Simmons, for example. So basically this video, I'm just gonna sim the season, see the point averages for people, see what trades teams might make. Also, I've allowed the computers to make trades to see who will win the title. There are no notable free agents to pick up. I got rid of Chris Bosh too. So let's sim to the trade deadline and see if there's any trades, any stats, what's gonna happen with the sim engine. I'm operating the Heat, but I don't really want to make trades, so I'm just gonna decline the trade offers that come my way.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane.
Early on, the Heat, the team I'm kind of commandeering through this season, are 12 and 13, 12 and 14. I honestly thought they'd be a lot better because the Heat are made up of pretty much like good role players this past year, so I thought they might be a contending team. Through the trade deadline though, the Atlanta Hawks and the Raptors are still kicking ass. Okay, so we just simulated the trade deadline. Take a look at the roster, see if anything has really changed. The Hornets traded for Derek Favors. The Jazz got Marvin Williams back. The odd trade, I gotta say. So no other really big trades happened. I'll take a look at the standings and the stats right after the All-Star break, so after 3 more games it looks like. Eastern Conference, the Toronto Raptors are 37 and 20. So even the best teams, that's a great record, but compared to like, you know, real NBA, not as good as a #1 seed usually has. Pacers, Hawks, 76ers, Heat, Celtics, I might expect to be higher, especially if this is real life with Stevens coaching. Last place, the Charlotte Hornets being led by Dwight Howard. The New York Knicks, who, yeah, that's a bad lineup. Cavs, no doubt, are bad, but the Cavs are only 24 and 32, and the Nets are 29 and 30, so it's not like the playoff teams are that great. In the West, the Jazz are kind of dominant because they got Mitchell and Gobert still, 2 of their kind of better players. Best players, actually, just straight up best players. Nuggets, as I thought, would be pretty good. The Warriors are still in the playoffs, even without their 4 All-Stars. They're just that good. Last place, the Timberwolves. Kind of makes sense. Kings really should be better. They had the 2nd pick in real life, and even without removing any of their players, they're still right there, so that's not good. The Lakers, I'd also expect to be better. They were in the playoff hunt for a while. Carmelo Anthony, washed up. Carmelo is leading the league in scoring with nearly 28 points per game on 47% shooting. That's not bad. McCollum, 24 points a game. Isaiah Thomas, Blake Griffin, Booker, Eric Gordon, Whiteside, who's currently tied for highest rated player, is only averaging 17 points a game. The league leader in rebounds is DeAndre Jordan, Whiteside, Capella, Gasol, just all the big centers. 15 a game. That's actually pretty good. Assists per game, Rondo. Okay, that makes sense. Conley, Fox, Holiday, Ball. Okay, let's into the rest of the season and see how it plays out. There's not that much time left. Marc Gasol somehow won league MVP. Ben Simmons, Rookie of the Year again. Kyle O'Quinn, the 6th man. DeAndre Jordan, the defensive player. Most improved, Kyle Anderson. The Jazz, who had the #1 seed in the West, their coach is Coach of the Year. The All-NBA first team of all All-Stars, and those 3 other guys were removed. CJ McCollum, D'Angelo Russell, Blake Griffin, Carmelo Anthony, Marc Gasol. 2nd team, Vucevic, Ben Simmons, Jabari Parker, Dennis Schroeder, Mike Conley. The 3rd team, Tyreke Evans, Devin Booker, Mirotic, Gordon, and Jokic. Jokic definitely should have been better than 3rd team. He's an 88 overall. The Raptors were the #1 seed with and without their All-Stars, but their without All-Stars lineup is, I don't know how this is the 1st seed. Philly, of course, they have a pretty good lineup without even their All-Stars. Best team just looks like they could score points, in my opinion. The Heat have a pretty well-rounded Luke Babbitt That's not well-rounded, but most of the team is pretty well-rounded, high to mid-70 overall players. Let's look at the Jazz. Gobert and Mitchell really give them that 1-2 punch. Trading for Marvin Williams, a floor-spacing power forward, also made sense. That was a good move by their virtual GM. All right, we will do the first round of the playoffs now. The Heat lost. That's a bit of an upset to the Orlando Magic. The Raptors went to 7 against the Pistons. The Pacers went to 7 against the Celtics. The Heat went 7 against the Magic. The Sixers went 6. These 2 series went 6. These 3 series went 6, and this one went 7. 4 of the series went 7 games, and 4 of the series went 6 games. Obviously, the parity's a lot better with all the All-Stars removed. All the teams are pretty even. The number 1 seeded Jazz were upset by the Lakers. Okay, we'll simulate this round now. I also just realized that the league MVP, Marc Gasol, was on a Memphis Grizzlies team that didn't make the playoffs, so that's a bit unrealistic. I also forgot to check some final stats. We'll just do that real quick. Carmelo finished the season with 27. Not much really changed for all that stuff, to be honest. In the playoffs, Carmelo is averaging almost 30 a game. Okay, we are now in the conference finals. The Raptors swept the Pacers, and the Magic defeated the Sixers 4-1. Denver over the Rockets 4-2. Lakers 8th seed are making a miracle run here. The Nuggets team is the team I predicted was going to win the title before this whole thing started. I'm going to stick with that. So it's Nuggets versus Raptors in what would probably be the lowest rated NBA Finals ever in terms of TV ratings. We'll just take a look at their rosters again really quick. The Nuggets, Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Chandler, Millsap, and Jokic. 4 of their starters are 80 or above. That's pretty good. The Raptors have 1 player 80 or above, and that's Valanciunas, so I don't think any of us think is that great. So I would be shocked if the Raptors somehow won the virtual chip. Yes, the Nuggets did win, as I initially predicted. They won in 7. So that is what happened if every NBA All-Star disappeared. But we could make this more interesting. What if every NBA All-Star disappeared and we fantasy drafted the whole league? Jokic first pick, then Isaiah Thomas. Okay. Capella, guessing Whiteside's gonna come up soon since he's an 87. No, not even. There he goes, 6 to the Mavericks. This is what the league would look like with no All-Stars and no Superstars that were injured this year. I'm the 13th pick. My first pick, I can pick DeAndre Jordan, Lou Will, Conley, or Simmons. I think Simmons is probably the best bet to help my team win here. Mitchell could score a lot, but I'm gonna go with Simmons. He always does win Rookie of the Year. All right, my second pick, I'm gonna take Eric Gordon. My third pick, I'll take Mirotic. That's another shooter I can put around Simmons. Gonna sim the rest of the draft. My team doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so the rosters, my Miami Heat, Simmons, Eric Gordon, Mirotic. Some of these other teams, Gobert, Trey Lyles, these are just really random teams. I think I'll just take a closer look at them once we get to the playoffs. It'd be kind of weird to just take a look at every single team that's been drafted today. So we'll just sim to the end of the season, see who the All-Stars were, all that good stuff. Okay, the season has just finished. Aaron Gordon, this time was the MVP. Rookie of the Year, Ben Simmons, of course. 6th man, Jeremy Lin. Hassan Whiteside, Depoy, Murray, Casey again, Coach of the Year. The All-NBA first team, once again, D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, Aaron Gordon, Blake Griffin, Jokic. The second team, Donovan Mitchell, John Collins, De'Aaron Fox. A lot of rookies on the... Oh, that's the All-Rookie second team. I'm a dumbass. The All-NBA second team, Eric Bledsoe, Schroeder, Ben Simmons, Paul Millsap, Marc Gasol, Jamal Murray. Chris Bosh made the All-NBA third team. I suppose I forgot to get rid of him this time. My bad. Hopefully he doesn't lead his team to a title. Although maybe if Chris Bosh is still in the league, that would make sense. I would imagine he'd still be a really good player. Dwayne Wade somehow made the All-Defense first team, even though he's pretty old, doesn't play that much defense nowadays. My Heat did not make the playoffs. The number 1 seeded Sixers team, DJ Augustine, Fournier, Aaron Ross, Paul Millsap, and Miles Turner. Okay, let's take a look at the number 1 seeded Lakers team. They have Reggie Jackson, Carroll, Sabonis, and DeAndre Jordan as their kind of core 2. The second seeds, the Spurs, are being led by Isaiah Thomas, Pau Gasol still, and the Raptors, who are again a top seed. Shabazz Napier, Korver, Batum, Aaron Gordon, and Azili. That's a weird team. This time, Devin Booker led the league in scoring, followed by Blake Griffin, Isaiah. It's pretty similar to how it was last time. Carmelo back on the Knicks with 21. Rebounds per game, Dwight Howard led it this time. DeAndre Jordan had 15 last sim, this time only 11. And assists per game, Lonzo Ball led the league on the Knicks. Rubio, Schroeder. So interesting stats there. Let's just see who the All-Stars were. Interesting. Eric Gordon and Ben Simmons made it for me, but I missed the playoffs. We'll just sim the current round. All right, 2 Game 7s, 2 5 games in the East, 3 Game 7s, and a 6 game in the West. It's getting a bit more competitive. The Lakers and wow, the first 2 seeds in each conference made it. We already looked at their rosters, so let's just sim ahead. And the 2 number 1 seeds made it. These teams are definitely the heavyweights of the season again. The Lakers, Reggie Jackson, Carroll, Sabonis, Jordan, Darren Williams, Evan Fournier, Ross, Paul Millsap, and Miles Turner. All right. And the winner, the Lakers, just crushed them. DeAndre Jordan with Finals MVP, and that makes sense in a world where there's no All-Stars, I suppose. Interesting. So yeah, guys, that was a look at what the NBA would look like if all the All-Star players were removed. And then a look at what would happen if all the All-Star players were removed, and then we also fantasy drafted the league. Is there any NBA hypotheticals you'd want to see? I have a few others planned, but I don't know if you guys really like these videos. I haven't done one like this in such a long time, as I said in the beginning. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you did like it, leave a like below. That way I can kind of tell. Just comment what team you think you would win the championship if all the All-Stars were removed. Do you think it would be the Nuggets like I thought and 2K thinks as well? Or do you think it'd be a different team? Maybe Milwaukee, they'd still have Middleton, Bledsoe. Subscribe if you haven't. If you want to check out a 2K rebuild, click up here. If you want to see that Michael Jordan's 96 Bulls versus the Durant Warriors, that was a word vomit. Click up here, subscribe down here, and peace.